Welcome to Healthy Lifestyle. I'm Lori Anne Casdia. Our goal here at Healthy Lifestyle is to inspire, educate, and empower you to fulfill a healthy, emotional, spiritual, and physical life so you can feel empowered to live the life you have always wanted and dreamed. I know we've all been cooped up for a while due to what's going on, and we're kind of getting into under each other's skin, being at home. But today we have on our show Jack Polo from Mach-Media, and he has some interesting assistance in this area, I believe. Jack, welcome to the show.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm wonderful. How are you doing?
I'm fine. I'm home, safe, with the kids and, in quarantine, but, spending quality time together and just waiting for all this to pass.
Yeah, me too. I'm OCD to begin with, but my closets and cabinets have never been so organized. And I'm starting on other projects. So thankfully it's getting warm out and we can start doing some outdoor projects, right?
That sounds awesome. I'm also OCD, so I can relate.
There you go. Sure. So at Mach-Media, why don't you tell us what you do?
So I'm creative director for Mach-Media, and basically we set out to create communication tools for adults, predominantly in relationships, and to teach adults how to communicate better, build stronger bonds, higher levels of trust, higher levels of understanding how important honesty is, empathy, compassion, romance, love, and just how to cater to one another, understand the process of how men process and how women process. We process different, and just so that we can, honestly, to kill the divorce rate and lower it at least it's at an all-time high, and I think that nowadays relationships are, they don't last that long. My parents are still together 50 plus years, but
God bless.
That's something of the past nowadays.
Well, seemingly so. It's very rare when you hear people go for extended period of times in a relationship. But relationships, obviously, we all know this, take a lot of work, and that work is communication, which shouldn't be work as long as we're listening to one another, hearing one another, and kind of taking into consideration what the other person is feeling or seeing, and validating that. So your products really help relations last longer and even save marriages. I've heard, right?
Correct.
So how did you get into this? How did this all start for you?
Okay, so I was in a long-term relationship with someone that at the time I really. I was in deep love. I was really in love, and I was looking to pretty much spend the rest of my life with this person. And we had what I thought was a healthy relationship at the time. That's what I thought. And, when we parted, we ended up, parting ways. It was pretty devastating for me because I didn't. I had a hard time accepting it. I didn't understand the why. So I really, really engulfed myself into learning about, the process of, just how women process, how men process, and our differences and relationships and advice from books and therapists and all types of people and walks of life are looking for the answers. Because I am a type of person that I always follow through with everything I start. And like we mentioned before, OCD. So I was like, no, this has to work. I don't understand, why? It was so perfect. But I began to understand how much was actually missing within my relationship and in many relationships. I'm talking to so many people. And there's such basic things that we overlook and take for granted because, A, we're not taught, or B, we don't think it to be important. And like you mentioned before, relationships are a full-time job. You have to work at it on a daily basis. It's not going to nurture itself. If you have a plant, you have to water it.
Yeah, without a doubt. And when I say full-time job or when I say you have to work at it, it's not really difficult work. It's just you have to pay attention to it. Like you said, like watering a plant. It's you just add a little water every single day and it goes on very nicely. The plant grows up and flourishes. The same with relationships. You need to have a communication, an honest, open communication. And for me, I believe, and I don't know, Jack, how you feel about this, but I believe very much that you should be able to completely be open with your partner.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think that was the reason why we parted, because there were so many things that I guess she was not comfortable sharing with me and telling me that she wanted or needed or felt she wanted or needed in her life. And that lack of honesty or capability of being, of communicating effectively led her astray and then, hurt both of us in the long run. I mean, we've spoken, she apologized, and we're cool now, but, as friends, but it's not the same because, once you cross those lines, those are kind of, hurtful things that you could put a Band-Aid on it, but it doesn't kind of go away, So it's best to be honest and work on those skills and kind of figure yourself out. And so this is how I came my flagship product. That's how it came about, the first product. So
why did you feel the need to create this brand and these products? Because of everything that you went through, or because you think you can contribute to helping other people?
Well, that's how it was conceptualized. That's not. Then I got really, once I started reading it, I'm a big communicator, and I just realized how important it was, and I felt that this could help so many people. So it became selfless. It didn't become something for my benefit per se. Of course, I would benefit from it being in a new relationship and moving forth in the manner that I knew would be most effective.
Sure.
But I think that overall, I think that these products and this concept is something incredibly helpful for the masses and for anyone who wants true companionship in life.
Yeah, well, you discovered something that solved a problem and created a solution for you, and that now you're taking it and sharing it with everyone else. So those are the best products that anyone can bring out when you're serving other people. So how long has the process taken to create this brand?
Well, to create the brand and the flagship product collectively, 15 years.
Wow.
5 years to create the first product, another 5 years to conceptualize all my marketing plans and my business plans, and doing just like data, marketing research and, competitive threats and, everything under the sun that you could think of when you're putting together when you're conceptualizing a brand as a whole.
Well, that's a good business plan. Yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah, it took me 15 years. Yeah,
wow.
It definitely wasn't something overnight, and a lot of reading.
Yeah, I'm sure. What's your company's mission?
Our mission is to provide communication tools to adults within relationships or those who are seeking serious relationships, and effectively teach them how to communicate and bring forth honesty in relationships by way of sexuality and, sensuality. We rekindle romance. They say chivalry is dead, and I beg to differ.
I beg to differ too. It's still out there.
Yeah, I think that, with my tool, we can rekindle that fire and actually take your sexuality to new heights and unlimited heights. The game goes wherever you take it.
It's a board game, yeah?
The first product is a board game, yes, it is.
Yeah, and who's your target audience for the game? Obviously, adults?
Adults, yes. Adults ranging from the ages of, I would say, 30, 35 to 55, or plus. 35 to 55 plus, individuals that have kind of outgrown their adolescent behaviors or immaturities and are now more serious about settling down or finding someone to share their lives with and settle down. That's who my products are for.
Share their lives with in a meaningful way.
Yes,
yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's interesting. And why do you think people should buy your products? Because that's always, me, I always ask the why question.
Well, I think until now, there wasn't a product in such a fun manner, in such an easygoing manner that could actually, kill the awkwardness and bridge that gap of communication. And within couples, so many times, you date someone and there's so many things you're uncomfortable telling them or sharing with them or expressing your wants and your needs, just because you don't want to be judged.
That's a big fear, right? The worry that the other person is going to judge you and then not like you anymore, for a lack of a better phrase, right?
And believe it or not, often more than not, it's usually the man that's afraid. From what I know, from what I've studied, so many men project this alter ego or this facade to cover up who they truly are because they're afraid to really be vulnerable and be tender and treat their woman like the queen that they know she is, because that's why they're with her in the first place. And so it's usually the man. Women are usually more open to, and I say usually, I'm not speaking in absolutes by any means. I mean, this applies to both sexes, but, I just find it that in my research, a lot of men have a problem of being honest. A lot of men go elsewhere to fulfill their sexual needs because they don't understand how to communicate effectively. And women suffer for that, and men suffer for that, and relationships get tarnished and they dissolve because of it.
And so, why do you think that? Why do you think that men are so fearful of that?
Men process by association of guilt. So, men usually, they feel like it's the easy way out. If they do something, they feel bad for it. They buy them a gift or something. The woman has no idea why the gift came, but she's grateful and thankful, and he forgave himself and he moves on. So I think, when we're dealing with like instant gratification as opposed to delayed gratification, and you have, people are taught or not taught the value in delayed gratification or in honesty, in willingness. So they just pick the easy way out, and they say, okay, well, if I do this, she'll never know anyway. And but and you live with the guilt. Even though you process once, you still internally, subconsciously live with that guilt, and you start changing and you start becoming a different person. And then once again, the relationship dissolves. So that is the big mistake that men are making, especially younger men. I'm not even sure if I answered the question.
Why not? Well, I don't know if there's a correct or incorrect answer to that, but why not just make a commitment to a relationship, and if you feel like it's not working, step out of the relationship before moving on?
That's a loaded question. Honestly,
indeed it is.
Listen, it's so much easier to be a coward than it is to be honorable. And I just know that.
But isn't it easier to be honorable? It's easier.
For me, it is.
Yeah, well,
but I think it comes with maturity. I think it comes with maturity and self-worth and self-respect. So I believe strongly that men, per se, don't gain that quality, if you will, of life until a later time in their lives. For me, it came at probably the age of 40, 42. I'm 51 now.
Right.
So it probably came around that age, and for me, that's I'm a late bloomer, I believe. For women, I think it comes a little sooner. I would say maybe 37. I'd say men 45, women 37, something like that. These are just my numbers. It doesn't make it so. This is just my opinion and my perception on everything that I've read But I just think that that's why. I think that's why there's so much dishonesty and relationships just fall to the waistline because of lack of learning, cognitive thinking, communication skills, soft skills. I think that that's the key.
Yeah. Yeah, without a doubt. And it's interesting, a couple of things that you said with regard to relationships and the cowardly way out or the honorable way in or to stay. I always look at it, it's a lot easier and it's not as bad as you think it's going to be. So a lot of the times you go the cowardly way, not you personally, but the generic you, go the cowardly way because, and this is both men and women, because not only is it easier, but because they think they can fly under that radar, and it's never going to work. That's never going to work.
Right. Exactly.
It has a lifetime. It has a time bomb effect.
Exactly. I mean, you think you're getting away with it, but you're really cheating yourself.
Yeah.
Anytime, anything you do that's in the negative, it's always you're hurting yourself. In the long run, in the here and now, and in the future. The other person gets affected because they have emotional attachment to you.
Yeah.
But you're physically not hurting them when you do something like that. You're emotionally setting them back. Which
emotionally is a lot harsher, I think, in the long run than a physical attack.
Well, absolutely.
You heal a lot faster from a physical attack than you do. Not saying that a physical attack's a good thing. I'm not advocating for that at all. But that
absolutely.
The emotional is so much deeper and penetrates so much longer, and it's very damaging, very, very damaging. I think that a lot of people have the misperception of relationships where the other person is supposed to agree with 100% of what you're doing and or saying, or that they have to be in step and totally in agreement, as opposed to agreeing to disagree.
Well, false expectations are at an all-time high. Irrational thinking is at an all-time high. I mean, we are all irrational to a certain degree. None of us are taught cognitive thinking until we take, elective classes in grad school. You know what I mean? So we go through our entire lives, for the most part, just making our own rules and going by what society says. And so I just think that, that leaves so much room for error. That's what it is. We are not taught. We can only do as good as we know, and if we don't know any better, then we can only do what we do. And so myself, I started this mission to, edify myself and learn about these things because I wanted to succeed, in a relationship. I wanted to have an incredible relationship with the most incredible sex, like the most incredible communication and honesty and caring and love and compassion. So I just went on a mission, and that's really where I am. That's what it's about. I mean, I am 100% passionate about my brand and everything that I'm putting out.
Which I do want to speak more about. I want to dive deeper into some of the products that you offer. You are listening to Healthy Lifestyle with Lori Anne. We will be back in a few. Welcome back to Healthy Lifestyle. I'm Lori Anne. If you have any questions, comments, or ideas you'd like to hear more about, please email us at healthylifestylewithla@gmail.com. That's healthy, healthylifestylewithla@gmail.com. And of course, follow us on social media at Healthy Lifestyle with LA. We love hearing from you. I do. And we answer every email and post personally. So we were going to go live at the beginning of this month, but because of some of the changes that are going on, we haven't gone live, but we are going to do that. I promise. I know many of you have been asking me about that. So yes, we will go live, and then you can ask us all kinds of questions as we're going through. So we're speaking today to Jack Polo of Mach-Media, and the name of this segment is called Couples in Pursuit of Happiness, because Jack has this wonderful product that's out there. He founded this company in pursuit of creating a brand that would provide products that could effectively help couples in relationships. And I love that, especially since we're all really close these last few weeks and spending a lot of time with each other. So this might be a really good time to be looking into these products. So Jack, thank you so much. So let's dive into the products that you are offering and how does it work? Tell us all about it.
Okay, so our flagship product is a board game that I designed called TXP. And the board game is basically very straightforward. It's not, there's no, it's not inquisitive because it's not about, putting somebody on the spot, making them uncomfortable. It's more about communicating through a universal language, which is called love, and making love and having sex and all of these things. So, once again, like I said before, in a lot of relationships, you really don't know your partner. You really don't know what their fantasies are, what their desires are, what their cravings may be, because they may be too, uncomfortable sharing that with you. So in that sense, I created a platform where the game takes full, control of that in the sense that it suggests things as you move forward. And as you do that, you can opt out and pick an opt card, or you can pick, you can play out the parts. And the parts are played out for like a minute each. It's not to, create like this, it's to try things. So everything is for a minute, and it's just to try things out. And in the beginning of the game, the woman sets the environment. So she goes through the cards and she picks the ones she feels comfortable with playing that time. And likely in that way, she can go forth, and as she gets more comfortable and plays the game more and more, as they play more and more, she can pick other cards and grow with the game, and they get to learn each other. And this is what the product is about. So it's about breaking the ice, bridging the gap, building stronger bonds, and creating higher levels of trust.
And creating a safe atmosphere.
Absolutely.
That sounds like it's great. How so you've had this product out for how long? You said 15 years?
Well, I created the product. It took me 5 years to create the first product. I have several products coming out now. This is the flagship product. But the company itself, the brand itself, it took me 15 years to conceptualize it because, I had this game and I said, this can be easily perceived as a sex game, and there's another 50 sex games on the market. And I'm like, what separates me from them? What makes this something more than just a sex game, And I did a lot of research, and then I was going through a situation where I lost somebody, and there was infidelity within that relationship, and I couldn't understand it. And so I grew with that, and the brand grew organically, and it just blossomed into becoming a communication tool. And I realized that with tools like this one and others that will be coming soon through our brand, Mach-Media, we will be able to reach these adults and like-minded individuals who are really interested and intrigued with taking their relationship to new heights and their sexuality to new heights, free of judgment.
So this helps. This helps with bonding. This helps with their relationship. It's judgment free, which a relationship should be.
100%. 100%. I think it's statistically 89% of women try adult toys, right? Novelties. 66% of them use them religiously. You have about 72% of men that judge women for that, and that, are like, they set these machismo boundaries. Like, let me give you an example. Okay, yes, you can use that, but make sure it's not bigger than me, or, just whatever. Just like these insecurities that exist that really, honestly, exist for no reason.
It's limiting. It's a limiting mindset.
It's a controlling thing, too.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of underlining issues that come with that. And the game kind of rids you of all that. And it helps you and lets you experiment freely and liberally. It's a very liberating game. And I guarantee you play this game, and the first time you play it, you will be ecstatic with the results within playing the game with your partner. Just you and your partner playing this game, and you will both be completely satisfied. I have beta tested this game for 3 years, and I have nothing but raving reviews.
Right.
Raving reviews.
I like that, because you can build on the relationship, and when the intimacy is nice and strong, communication can happen, and it's real important to have communication in a relationship, and it should be judgment free and accepting each other fully for the good, bad, and ugly, as we say.
Yes, absolutely.
And some of the things, I think some of the insecurities is requesting things that the other person, you're fearful the other person, may judge you for and or may not like themselves. And it's an opt-out scenario in the game. So you kind of answer the questions without actually having to have a conversation. And hopefully, I think the intent of this is to spur on conversation, right? Exactly.
So much conversation comes from after the post effect. After playing the game, there's so much more openness. There's the connectivity, the connection is unbelievable. I've literally played this game with my significant other for the last 3 years.
Right.
And she loves the game. And she's always telling me, "You want to play the game?" And I'm like, do we even need to play the game anymore? Jokingly, but I love that because she's my number one fan. In the same respect, she really, really loves the game because it lets her be free, and at this point, I know her pretty well, but, I'm a very open-minded individual, so it works for me. And I'm sure that anyone who plays this game, no matter how conservative or how liberal, this game will help you become more open-minded. It will teach you about so many things that you just didn't even know you were missing out in life about.
Yeah, I love that. So can you cheat at this game? Stacking the cards?
You can go longer than a minute. You can.
And good for you.
Wine. I don't promote drinking alcohol or anything like that. Not to say that I don't have a glass of wine from time to time, but you can set the mood, whatever makes you feel more comfortable and at ease in your setting at home, in your privacy. It's okay. We're all adults here, right? I just think the whole thing is about learning your partner and what their needs and wants are without the awkwardness and within the privacy of your own home.
Right.
This board game is really a therapist. It really is a couples therapist. That's what it is.
Yeah, because it helps you communicate. That's what they do. And it helps you really build those bonds with each other and trust, and creating an environment that is safe and healthy. And that makes for a healthy relationship. I've always said that I've known a couple of couples in my lifetime that are truly, truly, truly great couple. And I would watch them and go, why do I think this? What's the observation? And what it was each person was fully and complete by themselves. And when they got together, they took it up another level, another notch. They didn't deplete each other. They didn't complete each other. They added to each other. So they became better together. And I love those relationships. I mean, my parents were together their whole entire lives, and met in college, and they had this really long relationship. And I know, it was referred to, I think it was a Friends reference where she said that they were each other's lobster, because lobsters mate for life. So, I always said that my mom was my dad's lobster. So it's lovely to see. And those are the relationships we all see and want. The elderly couple walking down the beach hand in hand at age 70, 80 years old. And that's a beautiful, beautiful sight, don't you think?
I think that's amazing. I'm here smiling from cheek to cheek listening to you, because that's exactly, I'm a hopeless romantic. I mean,
yeah,
honestly,
me too.
I love to love and I love to be loved. So for me, I'm a very passionate man, and I just feel like what you're saying is exactly what everyone secretly aims for and wishes they had. They want to obtain it, right?
Right.
So they don't know how to obtain it, though. So here is a tool that can help you. It's not the end all. It's not the solution to every problem in the world. I can't even say something like that. But I will tell you one thing for sure and two things for certain. You play this game and your relationship will improve overnight. And it'll only get better every time you play the game. You will have no need to ever go anywhere else. You will be just fine and completely satisfied with your significant other, and you will learn them. You will get to know them on a much more profound level. And that's a gift from me to you.
Oh, that's a beautiful, beautiful gift you're giving everyone. So what can we expect from your brand? What's coming down the pike? Come on, give us some insider knowledge here.
Okay.
We like that on Healthy Lifestyle.
Okay, so I know this part. I can't let the cat out the bag.
Oh, come on. We're friends here, Jack. We're all friends here.
All right, I promise you this. I promise you that I will never compromise my integrity, that every product that I put out will be a communication tool to improve relationships.
Okay.
All the time. And I promise you that I am a heterosexual man. Yes, I am. And I promise you that I am not narrow-minded. I understand that we live in a very colorful world, and I have products for all people, not just heterosexuals.
Understood.
And by saying that, I will pioneer products that have been, I guess, overlooked and just haven't been, certain I guess niches haven't even been touched yet, and I've thought about it long and hard, and I don't want to just help, man and woman. I want to help all people of all creeds and all colors and all shapes and all sizes. So,
all right. So I keep getting questions here that you got everybody riled up here. Where can someone get your products?
Okay. So, don't kill me for the name, okay? It's just that this is the name because I thought that, the game was actually like, an adult game. So I created a website, and it's called, and I'm going to spell it out for you, TRIPLEXPLY.
PLAY?
No, PLAYGROUND.com. So it's xplayground.com. You can go to match-media.net and hit the link, or you can go directly to xplayground.com. It will educate you about the game completely. It is the best adult communication tool by way of sexuality and sensuality to date on the market. This is what I have. Check out the site. You will see it is very, very sexy, very sensual, very romantic, very classy. Okay? Everything about this and everything about every product that I put out is on that level. It's also very plush. If you don't mind me describing the quality of it so that you could understand the level of the product that you're getting. Is that okay? Can I do that?
Sure. As long as you keep it PG.
No. It comes in a metal. Absolutely. It comes in a metal box with, felt lining. The cards are made out of linen. The dice are made out of metal. The game pieces are made out of nickel. The instructions are made out of linen. It comes in a very, very, classy looking case, and it looks very high end, if you will. Okay, it is not a cardboard box. It's definitely something that you want to keep, either under your bed or in your closet or in your favorite drawer. But it's something that you're going to take out and you're going to take care of it and you're going to play with it far more than one time.
So it's not your mom's Chutes and Ladders, huh?
No, it's funny you would say Chutes and Ladders because it's very, very similar in the sense of aesthetically what the actual board looks like. That's crazy you would say that because you hit it right on the head. But it's not your mom's Chutes and Ladders. No.
Gotcha.
This is for adults only.
So now,
Must be 21.
In our last few minutes, now, is there a special link that they can have because they're listening to Healthy Lifestyle and they'll get a little discount?
Yes, sure.
See, this is why we're friends, Jack. This is why. help my people.
On the checkout, you can put in a discount code, and it's capital letters XXX. So it's TRIPLEX 10 altogether. XXX 10, and you put that code in, and you get a 10% discount. But I'll tell you right now, the game right now is at don't quote me on the percentage. It's almost a 60% discount right now because we're taking pre-orders. The game is actually going to be here in 6 weeks. It's being manufactured. So
this is an announcement of the launching to boot on Healthy Lifestyle. Okay, so you gave me something.
Yeah. I mean, I can send you an advanced copy that I have. I have a couple here that I could definitely bless you with. But I am telling you that, for the masses, I have a couple of containers coming. They're on their way. So it's definitely something that it's worth pre-ordering. And with the 10% discount, you're probably getting about 60 to 70% off of what the retail price will be.
Wow, that's great.
When it comes out.
That's great. So pre-order. In the last few minutes, if you had anything that you wanted to share with our audience, what would you tell them?
Love yourself, respect yourself, learn how to communicate effectively, and cherish the person that's in your life, and know that, understand how much value they bring to your life, and buy my game.
Beautiful.
You won't regret it.
Beautiful. Yeah. Jack, thank you so much for being on Healthy Lifestyle. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for the opportunity.
No worries. It's nice to be able to share something fun and helping relationships, and once again, bringing someone else serving other people. And I appreciate everything that you're doing because it's coming from a sense of integrity, and you definitely see a need out there. So you're very articulate about it as well. So thank you so much, Jack. And thank you all for joining us today on Healthy Lifestyle. My heart is lifted by sharing this time with you. You know that. I really want to thank my guest today, Jack Polo, and of course, always our great producer, Michael, who just comes out no matter what, is always there for us here. And I appreciate JVC Broadcasting like there's no tomorrow. We are always here to serve one another. So I'm going to ask you to take a moment, step out of your day and do a little something for someone else. I see a lot more of that these days, and it's a beautiful thing. And I'd ask you to keep doing that for yourself and for each other. It always makes us feel good, doesn't it, when we help somebody else? It only takes 21 days, by the way, to build a habit, 90 days to build a lifestyle. So I'm asking you, start a new habit for yourself. We have this opportunity now to start different habits. Maybe try meditation, or maybe try this board game. Who knows? And you'll see what happens. Thank you again for joining us on Healthy Lifestyle. I'm Lori Anne Casdia. Until next time, please stay healthy and safe. Show love to one another by practicing social distancing. Play a higher role. Serve a higher purpose. Show up for you and show up big.